Welcome back to Satisfactory, everyone. It has been a while for me. I've been nicing. It's been fun, something different. Good distraction because from memory, I am working on the railway line, putting off doing more copious amounts of building for the next parts that we need. And I think I had enough of the railway line last time too. I was looking at one of my intersections. Here we go. Yes. I want to make this like one of the major intersections. I do have a rail. See, I've been working on getting around the back of that bauxite that we are mining in at the moment. We're still turning that into aluminum products, but we need to expand that for this next milestone. I need those fused modular frames, fused frames. I need 50 of them. So I was working on, as you see straight ahead, see that actually comes straight at me, that railway line. I'm going to have go up the hill from here because I'm really not happy with the way, see how I've been working out the radiuses using the other ones there. They're one piece. I'm 10 out here. On the straights it's 10. So I just used a beam. I think it's 18 metres. They got the track nice and parallel. There is that little... See, they won't let you put these switches back to back. You can only have, from one direction, you have to have just one bit of road. It won't let you branch off both ways, both sides. So I couldn't put another one out this way. I could put more out that side, but this one has to stay one by itself. Which means on that, well, for want of a better word, ridiculous roundabout, see, this is what I'm not happy with. It's going to be very difficult to... I'm going to drop this down anyway, I think, and have that come underneath and join up, because I do want them to be able to come this way. So these two have to stay there, and that's quite a nice run up the hill, up and around the corner. But for coming back, I am looking at doing this, and well, it's just going to be like that direction only. This one will disappear. Oh, and the other issue I have here is, of course, that this, if I can get it, there we go, doesn't reach. It's literally that much too short, and it doesn't really match with the levels of everything. So having my niece full bit was actually quite enjoyable, and they got nephews coming up too. Looking forward to that. So we may not get a full lot of play in. But let's be honest, it's not looking forward to more copious amounts of building. I think we need to explore more. And even that in itself is a little daunting, I must admit, with having things jump out and surprise you. Not a huge fan, so that's not as relaxing as some of the just plodding around here is, which is why I've been doing it. It's been a little annoying. You see, I got to change some heights and stuff, and it's definitely a work in progress. Trains are still working, and this is quite nice. I do like, but we just need this little bit in the middle, and then of course you got to guess exactly where. And I have had this one come all the way around, and that does make a beautiful circle. So we may keep doing that. Causing a little bit of an issue here with the heights, like I said, and that one back there will have to change. And then of course I realised that this round here, which hardly ever gets used, the only train, well, it actually probably gets used more, doesn't it, because it's a silica train goes that way, and then I'd have to obviously bring it all the way through over here first. So I'm having second thoughts about, especially about making it this big. We might make it smaller and still try and figure out how to put a little bit, you know, just around the corner. Shimmy it all over this way, which will bring that all over and make that a lot closer. But yeah, I might even just delete it all and go back to the way I had it. The only thing it didn't have was the one coming from over there to go this way, which is what prompted all this building in the first place. But that doesn't actually look too bad the way it is, does it? So we might still be able to do this, as long as that drops low enough to come underneath. Obviously that will go, we can get rid of that now. I could drop that a little bit earlier, and bring this one down a bit, and then it can actually go under here. This is where I was thinking about putting that other train station, and I thought about this roundabout idea, because I was going to bring, and we can still do it with one of the shorter ones, the smaller diameter ones, sorry. Bring a train that progressively decreases in height down and around and underneath, and then that can access whatever we end up doing in here, because 2 pure iron ore nodes, limestone and water. Looking at some of these recipes coming through that we're getting from our hard drives, that's gonna be possibly quite handy. So I definitely want to allow for some form of train station here, and with everything that's going on, I'm guessing it's going to go one of those two directions. Yeah, so not sure yet. And definitely want to drop the height of them a little bit actually as they come through. I do use blueprints for the top of my rail supports, that's why they all look the same, and very handy. And then a mixture of blueprints or just manually to drop them down. Sometimes it's quicker and easier just to do it manually. So that's what I was doing before I had a few days off. Awesome, interesting light pattern. That is the side of the rail. That other bit of path you can see is under the trees. Is concrete ramp access. My truck is parked at the bottom, and these two quartz nodes, yeah, and the 2 lots of 3 by them next to each other, I should say that. I started on the wrong ones. That's the buildings at the above there, which is why I'm taking it around the back, because I'm sure when I scanned there was something else. Yeah, see, I'm being drawn here, and looking at the map, we have a rail up here, so having another railway line sort of halfway between the two, and it does look reasonably, well, it doesn't look that bad actually, to be honest, now that I really look at it. But we're trying to bring rail through here. That's going to be our atomic energy eventually. We've got to figure out how to get rid of the waste, because it did say that it makes waste. And obviously we need all the components to build this factory, and the supporting ones around. We've got a bit of bauxite there, a bit more, so plenty of coal out this way too, more quartz. Yeah, I really want to get train up the back here. And I think as well there's other stuff. It's either this... No, it's not that lot. There's more out this way somewhere. Is it there or there? Or there? I can't remember now, but there was something else down here when I did some scans. So we're going to build probably a couple more, at least one more radar tower, if not more. Might even dismantle this one, which would be unfortunate. But yeah, that's why I want to bring the train line around and start utilising some of this stuff. And having gone through this very, very difficult forest here, this looks much nicer, much more friendly and inviting. So looking forward to working out in this area for a little bit. So that's where we're at. So if I the videos seem like I haven't done much, that's because I've been busy being an uncle and loving it. So my apologies for that, but let's face it, the kids come first, mate. It's just how it is. So, alright, so that's where I'm at. That's what I'm going to do. I'm in Australia, and the Aussie Rules football is cranking up again. Or has, I should say. So my team's playing later this Savo. I'm going to make sure I watch that. And we'll do a bit more, and we will come back when I have figured out exactly what we're doing, because I haven't done the figures. Actually, I feel like doing, maybe today's a good day for that. Get the old notebook out, we'll write down some recipes, and we can go and sit on the couch, do some figures, and then watch the game. I've got washing to do as well. We're going to hang that out while we in half time. Yep, and then tomorrow I got my other job. So then the next day I can probably come back, and we got to find more hard drives, more recipes. That's the other thing holding me back. All these alternate recipes, and they're starting to get very complicated. As in figuring out, okay, where do we put things? How do we best use this particular resource? Do we bring water into the mix? How do we make it so that it's fairly well self-contained, and we just have to bring product out rather than waste? Bring stuff we want to bring out, and have everything else that's needed just be done where it is. I obviously have built the hover pack. I've got IDAR master being manufactured back at the hub by one of the assemblers, I think it is. Might be a manufacturer, I can't remember now. But one's making ammo for me, and some other product, one of our other big products that we just got, I can't remember what it's called, that is still being made by one of those manufacturers. Heavy modular frames still here. I saw the lights all green, so they're still being made. So things are going along quite nicely. Now if we just drop down here, and we will switch to the jetpack, and I think the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that right now, is we're going to drop some of the height of this rail here. I'm going to bring that down some more, and I'm going to bring it down some more from a long way back. As you see, it fits in beautiful with our miner. So we can definitely expand construction around here at some point. This is nice and straight. We will hopefully have the elevation sorted out well before this point. There you go, you can see the train going along, and somebody wants to pay us a visit. Where are you? He sounds a little close actually. I think that's why I built this wall, was to protect myself while I was building that. So yeah, we'll get on, or I'll get on to doing that. Got quite a bit here we can access, and a little bit more the way I'm facing from memory. Yep. Yeah, see, and then there's my truck, and the rail basically, the other set of quartz is right here. So we might even try and get a tower. I have explored this bit, so I know where I'm up to. We might even get a tower out this way and see what's down here, because that's quite an easy run if we do have to make an offshoot. I'm still avoiding using trucks. Having that issue of I just don't want to be relying on a route, logging in, having my truck in the middle of nowhere, not working, can't get to it like I did last time. Especially if it's something we need, like that silica is a must, that has to run. So got to be careful now about things like that. Alright, so I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll get working on dropping this down, everything else I have to do, and hopefully we can get moving and have something more interesting to do. We might even go exploring. We might do that for a couple of episodes. and see what we can research as per those hard drives, because I do have to get my scanner back. I use that for something else, so I will make a scanner. No, sorry, I've made one. I'll be like, this thing. We'll figure out how to enemies. There we go, out of range. We'll figure out how to do that. Oh, excellent, power slugs, right? So we can just switch this to whatever we need. Excellent. We might start using that more too, and we'll do some. We'll fix this. We'll go for a run, find some hard drives though. Let's just do that. All right. Catch you soon. All right, it's nearly time for the game to start. The footy, that is, and we have our hideous roundabout. I didn't want to do or redo too much of what I had already done, so there's some choice little inclines and declines around the place. I think this track is going to end up going, and I can adjust the height of that, and this, well, mainly this one, which is why I'm leaving it like it is, as also it's got the hypertube, which I'm yet to plumb through. I've got to do that. I was going to figure out what to do here first, and we don't really go that way that often, so I'm just going to leave it off for now, not forever, for now. That's quite a sharp little turn, that, isn't it? Well, it all clears. Little bit of a roller coaster, but so we have a flight under, so that anything coming from this direction going straight to the hub can actually just do it nice and quick without having to go all the way around. I don't know why, but I felt that is important. This is a nice little drop off coming out of here, but that does get used obviously at the moment, as well as the track around the back. A little bit of an S-bend on the way out. Now I'm going to leave this here. This is to come up. So we can come off the inside and come up and access over there, and we can pretty much do that from over here if we really, really want to or have to. Yeah, I think that extra little bit of track's going to go, because the station I was going to put in here is clearly now going to be over here and here somewhere. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. It actually doesn't look too bad. Some nice curves. Obviously the track around here isn't really going to be used very often. It's mainly going to be from the hub around and up, if anything. And the same with the way back. I am going to have the little corner cut over here is definitely going to stay, and I'm going to make it work. However, I managed to do that to be dual direction, both directions. But this little bit of track here has come up alright. I haven't done all the foundations yet. That's where I got up to. So this one I left that because I want to figure out how that's going to tie in with the factories and stuff. But even this beautiful bi-directional track coming down and in, and some lovely little curves there as well. It came out alright in the end. Simplified it a little bit, which definitely helped, and I think that's one of the keys. The KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, which I fail to do on a regular basis. I like to make my things complicated. And this whole track just being the one part has worked absolutely beautifully. Hypertube in the middle, the gaps are really good. No issues with track colliding. I've gone inside as well as with extra track and not had a problem. Really, really beneficial doing it like this, I think, compared to how we originally had it side by side. That's pretty much how that's going to stay. Well, they might get rid of those top ones, they're not really needed, are they? And yeah, this fly under here is going to have to be kept lower all the way along, and that's going to be my next step, because I actually quite like the way you can come and just deviate off. And with this one here coming up, you really do have the option of cutting that corner and just climbing the hill rather than going all the way around. I think that's going to be better for the trains. Certainly for logistics wise, no, not so much clogging issues, I don't think there's going to be a problem, but it's time and energy. It's the same elevation, so we'll use the same amount of energy regardless of which direction we take, I think. But it's just gonna, and even if they do slow down, going all the way down there compared to just straight up here, and it's here, so why not use it, hey? Plus we may even have another one going off that way somewhere. Yeah, I have no idea. I was looking at it when I was standing over there. Oh, we could, where this elevation change is, we could use that to duck under, and yeah, well, we could, and we could certainly use this to join up with it. And looking at the map, that would mean bringing trains this way. Maybe there will be a call for it, who knows. And obviously I haven't done any of the footings work around here, I've got a lot to do. Aesthetic wise, to clean it up, but you are definitely going. I definitely do not need that bit of track at all. I don't really need that one either, to be honest. That little corner, that can go. But we do have to do something to match these up. I'm just going to have to put something in along here. I can't change the radiuses of them really at all, so it's going to have to sit outside here probably, at a guess, and we'll feed it. Yeah, let's see if that's going to work. I worked out, I'm pretty sure it's 8 meters, so, oh, it's not, that's not what I want, this is what I want. About, come on, map on properly. There we go, about there. And if we put some rail on here now, and see if we can get it to reach. Too long. Only just look at that, so we can we'll modify that. We will make that reach, and then when we put our locomotive on, I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, see that one's going to hit, but this one is the one we're looking at. Now don't worry about the hypertube, it will be under that as well. Because I can actually hook that hypertube up a bit higher for that one, come under there just a tiny bit higher. Yeah, look, see, it clears, not a problem at all. Or, no, that would be 8 meters, and we just park it there. There we go. 2 of these. 2 4-meter foundations, and you can go straight across the top. Not a drama. So that's kind of what I plan on doing, and then having it blend in sort of just here-ish. This corner's going to be the killer, isn't it? But that's a task and a problem and a job for another day. Because, yeah, that corner is going to be quite tight. I have to watch those rocks, make sure we can clear them. Either that or just, yeah, put the tube the other side, put this in the middle, have it just take that, come along, and then just blend in there, and have the tube on the outside of here, and then have it come back across. So, yeah, I probably should have altered, speaking of which, that's something that crossed my mind, I probably should have altered all this, because this is a bit, let's face it, it should be better than it is. rail could be lower, could be further away, the whole lot could be lower all the way around. But then I decided, you know what, rather than redo it all, let's work with what we've already got, because all this stuff hanging around, that's in real life, that's uneconomically viable, and you don't want to redo things too often if you can avoid it. So I figured, let's just real world challenge. Let's work with what we've already got. Hence some of these lovely roller coaster little rides that we have around the place. That doesn't look that dead straight from here, does it? That's supposed to be. Little foibles like that are interesting as they come up too, I might add. So yeah. A little bit of difference in the two sets of foundations. One, they came from different directions, so that's to be expected. I am fairly happy with that. I mean, that does look quite nice. Would I do a roundabout again? That never, no way. But because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5, and possibly 6 or even 7 things coming off this one intersection, I figured it would be the best for long term. So it wouldn't be too bad having just this one, but because we want to bring it back in again as well, I sort of thought this might be the easiest way to go about it. Now all our main lines, which are from the hub right there, so that's our northeast run going up, that all comes back to the hub except the silica which goes through, so that train can go through and come back unimpeded. So as we build up and we bring our railway line in through this way on the map, and break into the middle of the map more and that sort of thing, we can have a nice straight direct run in and out of there, no issue at all with this extra bit of track underneath. Getting out here is not a drama. No one really goes from the hub out that way, and I doubt they're ever going to go from the heavy modular frames out this way or that way for that matter. The copper ingots would be the only reason that they would, and we have iron here which is going to be used, so they probably are going to at some point use this as a turnaround. And that's why I'm keeping that little corner cut, because anyone coming from the back here who wants to get down this way can just do it without having to come all the way in here. So that's going to minimise the use of that whole turnaround completely, and being able to access this railway, or whatever we do here I should say, via railway, from that point there, so that anyone coming down the hill here can come straight into this station without having to go around. Heavy modular frame would have to go around, but the likelihood of them going there then here is pretty minimal, and likelihood of them coming from here going in here is pretty minimal, and if they do, sorry about that, we can just have someone come up here and just meet up with it anyway. So that's what I've done. I think it's actually come out alright. I'm fairly happy with that. Like I said, apart from a little bit of form work around that I'll be utilising later, that's even that little turn is not too bad, and that's not going to get used that often, let's face it. This is sort of the biggest S-bend, the biggest warrior that I had, and this whole thing I think is 8 instead of 10 out from the centre out to the edges, and on the diagonals 7, and I put little straights in, just because it's the only way to get the 2 feeds, so I had to. Come up alright. Come up alright. So anyway, I'm going to go watch the footy. Had a late lunch. That was the plan. Got some washing on. Oh, that's ready to go. Just got to start that. And then we'll finish off. Actually, it's that corner. I really need to finish off that corner and get the downhill cut in. So if you think I should have done it a better way, please let me know, because I keep getting the impression this game is slowly getting the better of me. Especially the more I put off figuring out what we're going to actually build, and more to the point, where we're going to actually build it. Yeah, I just keep putting it off because it's very daunting thinking about how we're going to set the next lot up. I'm trying to avoid undoing anything, well, undoing as much as possible anyway. Alright, we will catch up when I have done more, and hopefully I got some good news about the game. Thanks for watching, have a good one.